Hello again guys, hope you're well. If you watched my last video, you would know that I covered crystals for fear, and in this video we are going to cover crystals to help protect the immune system. The reason we're going to discuss that is when we are feeling fearful, as I mentioned before, it can lower the immune system, which obviously lowers our response to be able to fight off physical illnesses. Now, I'm not, please don't ever think that I am advocating that you should stop taking any medication, because your crystals will do that. I don't take any medication for anything, so please continue to do as your doctors have asked you to do. These are just an added benefit. I just have to say that disclaimer, because a lot of people will ask me, oh, so will crystals replace the sort of normal health practices that I'm following? I'm not a doctor, so I'm not here to advise that, so I just wanted to say that before I start off with. So the first crystal, oh my gosh, the history of this crystal is ruby. This is a raw piece of ruby, so it doesn't focus in too well. You've probably seen it traditionally as jewellery. You 100% would have seen it in a film, especially any films talking about the Egyptians or any sort of, any culture that's not European, basically. They will be talking about ruby as part of their history. They used to wear it, crush it up and wear it as lipstick. They used to wear it in amulets. They used to use it to channel things. Oh my gosh. So ruby in its essence has been likened to ruby red blood. So it's all about the blood and how it connects to the body. And there are so many wonderful stories of how ruby was formed out of blood and how it would help the blood, and in old practices. It's just wonderful. Please research it. It's great. But I don't want to make the video too long, otherwise I'll just talk forever. So one saying that I found whilst researching ruby was that it promotes the will to live, which I just thought was so wonderful. When we find that we're feeling fearful and not thinking straight, it can be hard to pick yourself up, get yourself out of those thoughts. So the fact that this is promoting your will to live is kind of giving you that positivity and push, and I see it as to keep your heart beating. There's so many positives for the body that it promotes, but one of them in particular is the immune system. So if you are not wearing it in jewellery, be it earrings or a necklace or a ring, I would wear this in my bra, being as close to the heart as possible. If you could do a grid on yourself, that would be great. When I talk about a grid, I mean you have a central crystal in the middle, and then you may have other crystals going around outside with quartz points or other points going into the crystals or out of the crystals, or where you want things to go. So when we use this in crystal healing, I would have this in the centre, usually on the heart, and I would have quartz points going in all of the cardinal points, directional points, to allow the energy of that crystal to come into my body and drawing all of the good energy to come into the body to promote lots of things, really. I usually use it to help unblock the heart chakra, but for this video let's talk about the immune system. So yes, I would hold it on my heart. You could also hold it on your stomach, on the solar plexus here, where we obviously our thoughts and feelings can transmute into physical manifestations within the body. If we are repressing certain things, or we're holding on to things, that's how things sort of manifest and turn up in the body. So I'd wear it there, on the chest, in a bra, as a grid, or under your pillow. You may also find that you would like to drink water with the ruby pieces in it. For those of you that are trained in Reiki, whatever level, you may wish to Reiki charge your water and drink it, and hopefully it will keep your immune system boosted up. So that's ruby. The next crystal I want to talk about is malachite. I've got two different pieces here. So a polished piece, you can see it's banded, like the Chalcedony family. And then I've got a raw piece there. I always prefer raw crystals. Look how bright and beautiful that colour is. So again, I mentioned in the last video how different colours resonate is the right word, match different chakra points within the body, and green or pink represent the heart chakra. Now malachite, and I find this more personally with the raw piece, because I just feel like you're connecting into the crystal's history a little bit more, detoxifies the body at a cellular level, which means if there are things that are floating about in your body that aren't very good, or that your body is trying to fight off, it will help to destroy and detoxify those from the body. It also can help with so many physical health problems. Again, probably the most important one that we'll talk about is the immune system. I mean, you've got stomach health problems, blood health problems, respiratory problems. Malachite is a great crystal for any physical ailments within the body. I would have this raw piece by the side of my bed, or just close to where I am, just on its own. I would also program it to ensure that it continues to help with my physical health and to keep my immune system boosted at this time. If I was using a polished piece, again, I may have it as a grid on my chest. You could wear it in your bra as a heart chakra crystal. You may want to place and put your hand firmly upon it and breathe into it, connecting it with that stone. Or if you don't feel comfortable having crystals on yourself for whatever reason, you could lay out a chakra set and imagine yourself having them on you. Malachite is usually a crystal that we use within the chakra set if you like to unblock those chakras. So that's malachite. Next crystal I want to talk about, I just think this looks fucking awesome, is tourmalinated quartz. So this is a quartz point that has been terminated. It's not natural and polished. And then I don't know if you can really see, but it looks like it's got bugs in it, the way that the tourmaline has grown in it. I just think it looks fucking awesome, right? It's gonna do some good shit. So as we know, tourmaline is a negative energy transmuter, and we know that quartz is a master healer. So the two together are working in harmony to provide you with the ultimate healing, whilst getting rid of anything negative within the body. Again, as I mentioned with smoky quartz last time, I would use the point to direct where I want the energy to go. If you want good to come into you, then I would be placing this perhaps on the bottom of the bed when you're meditating, or on the floor, pointing in towards you, having it in the corners of the room. I would also rub out the energy that I don't want in me along the crystal and out. But generally, I usually have it, this is one of my working crystals, so I actually have it in my box. Excuse me. I would have this on the side. And sometimes I do have this on the side for my crystal healing sessions, just to be there and to help kind of absorb any of the negative energy that's coming out of the person whilst they're going through that healing. So don't feel like you even have to do anything really with this crystal. It just helps all on its own, as most crystals do. We don't need to tell crystals what to do. They're fucking awesome. They just do their shit. So, but this one, can't recommend enough. Next piece, interesting crystal this, citrine. Natural citrine, quite clear, hard to see that it's actually yellow. It could actually be a bit of smoky quartz as well, because it's a bit darker. Heat treated. Now, just because amethyst, it's amethyst basically. Heat treated citrine is amethyst that has been heated to look like citrine. I'm not really sure why, because amethyst is beautiful on its own. A lot of people have been fooled in the past into thinking that they're buying normal citrine, but they're not. But heat treated citrine still has its place in the world. So we talk about the two different pieces, but my own personal experience. So citrine, part of the quartz family, is a wonderful solar plexus crystal. As I mentioned before, the solar plexus is all about our thoughts and feelings and how they manifest within the body. So for example, if you are feeling like you are not good enough, you may find that you bring on things like acne into your face, or you may have bowel related issues because you take on other people's thoughts and feelings. For those empaths like myself, I'm talking to you. Buddha, for example, used to have a really big belly, not because he was fat, but because he used to take on other people's energy. Fact of the day. I've got a little Buddha over there, he's looking at me as well as I say that. So citrines are really great for helping to unblock the solar plexus and neutralising these thoughts and feelings that we are feeling. Now, natural citrine's quite rare and quite hard to come up against and find, and it can usually be quite expensive. So if you're using heat treated amethyst that is citrine, it doesn't matter, don't worry. I just find the energy of natural citrine a bit more gentle. I like to use these when I am doing grids to point in the energy. So here you'll see that it's double terminated. I like to use it to help have the thoughts and feelings come out whilst also cleansing that chakra area. I wouldn't wear this crystal, I would place it on myself or put it in a grid. However, this piece of citrine, one of my personal collection, I have worn, and when I say I've worn, when I have, when I'm really anxious, my bowel, I've got IBS, my bowel problems flare up. Citrine is the only crystal that will help to transmute that energy, and pretty much instantaneously. I do use hematite and things like that as well, but citrine just really helps to alleviate those physical things. And as we know, any sort of bowel related issue is usually linked to stress and anxiety. If we're stressed and anxious, then we'll have a worse, bowel issue, and vice versa. So, and I mentioned I love rock crystals. I just think they're in their more natural form. So I have put this in my pants before, like rested it on the side part of my pants to keep it close to my solar plexus. You could also wear it. Again, as it's got a point on it, you could direct it as to where you want the energy to come in or out. Great for grid work. Great for abundance and putting in your house, but we're not talking about that today. We're talking about the immune system and keeping it hunky-dory. I would also use citrine to charge food. Now, that may sound a little bit nuts, but as I mentioned before, citrine is related to the solar plexus, which is about our thoughts and feelings. However, the region of the solar plexus is where we digest food. And if you think, if we are stress eating or we're not eating enough because we are stressed, we are subconsciously internalizing those thoughts and feelings around food. So if you are cooking, you could have this next to the area that you cook or prepare food and program that crystal to neutralize the energy and make sure that when you're eating, you're going to digest it properly, promoting a good healthy gut and a good immune system. You could keep it in the fridge. Again, I usually have it on me, so I don't do those too much, but a good crystal to charge other things as well as yourself. Now, the last crystal I have, interesting story for this one, is honey calcite. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. These are some palm stones. Can you kind of see? It's really flashy. I hope you can see the rainbows in it. Now, this was a relatively new crystal to me up until about a year ago, so just before I started my business, or just after, I purchased some of this for my healing sessions, as I wanted some more crystals for my clients to hold. This was another piece of honey calcite. And I used this on 2 different clients, on the solar plexus and one in the hands, to help as they were having bad negative thoughts. And as we know, when we have bad mind talk, that can promote ill health because we're not looking after ourselves. And both the times I've used honey calcite with these clients, it broke. Now, when we think about why crystals break, obviously if you drop them on the floor, they are likely to break. But some people, myself included, believe that when crystals break, they have done their job, or they have protected us from something else, or they've taken something out of us. So the fact that it's broken both times when working on those thoughts and feelings, I have a really strong belief that honey calcite is a crystal to help remove toxins and things from the body, even if they are just thoughts and feelings. As I mentioned, you can use it in the palm of your hand, rub it. You may want to put it on your solar plexus, just breathe it in. It feels like the sun's coming into you. It's absolutely wonderful. You could put it on your forehead actually, to help if you're imagining the sun is coming into your body, all of the light, that wonderful energy is restoring your body. You're a plant, soaking it in, moving through all the different nerves and systems throughout your body. How else would I use it? I wouldn't keep this on the side, even though it is sort of a sun-related crystal. I wouldn't keep it in the sun. So yeah, I just think holding onto your body would be the best thing you could do. And that's it. The only other thing I will say for promoting a really good immune system is remembering to keep in connection with yourself. So remember to be going inwards, to be, if you're alone at the moment, you're not able to talk about how you're feeling, or you struggle to do so, write it down. Just get it out of your body, get it out of your head. So you might, could be, you may be feeling great. And there's 2 reasons why I suggest to do this. One is because you're physically getting it out of your head. You're not keeping it to yourself, and the paper is your burden. The paper is taking on your burden, sorry. It's taking it out of your head. 2, if you're feeling good about yourself and you write down, oh, I'm feeling really great and I've had a fantastic sleep. On those days that you are struggling, you can look back and you will know that this is only temporary and it will get better. So make sure that you're staying connected in with yourself, and to be kind and eat healthy foods. It's very difficult, I'm talking about myself as well, not to over or undereat when we are stressed. But if we do so, that is how the immune system lowers itself. So if you find that you're drinking a lot, that lowers the immune system, because alcohol is a poison and a toxin. Same with caffeine, same with any foods that have got a high amount of sugar in them. And funnily enough, these are all the foods or drinks that we go to when we are feeling stressed. So I'm not saying don't have any of them, just make sure that you're having them in proportion with other healthy things. Other great foods to have as part of your diet are any vitamin C or any vitamin D. I know we've gone a bit off topic here, but all kind of goes in together. So having lots of spinach, carrots, lemon water, turmeric, ginger. Make yourself a nice ginger chai latte, thank me later. Nice with hazelnut milk. What other foods? Any sort of low density foods. And when I say low density, I mean things that are not going to play too much havoc on your bowel, like meat or breads that aren't natural, anything that's going to have a lot of additives in. They're hard for the body to digest when the body is having a hard time digesting food. Can't do other stuff because it's too busy digesting all of that stuff. so it will lower the immune system. So make sure you're taking care of your body in a physical and spiritual sense. And I'll quickly go through the crystals once again and take a picture. So we've got ruby. I'm sure you all know what that is. Malachite, rough and polished. Tourmalinated quartz. Citrine, the heat treated kind. And natural citrine. And honey calcite. Hope you've enjoyed this video. The next video I'm going to be doing is going to be crystals for radiation. Do let me know in the comments if you have any questions, or DM me, and I hope you have enjoyed it. Take care of yourselves. Much love. Take care.